Hello everyone, welcome back. Now in this video we will discuss about chapter 3 shares and dividend. So let us understand what is shares. Shares का normal meaning is part. If you have 10 chocolate and if you have to divide it into 5%, each will get 2 chocolate. That is its shares. They will get their shares. If you have 1,000 rupees and you have to divide in the ratio, it is also called shares. A shares, B shares, C shares. Shares means its part. Okay, but here we are going to learn shares related to business, finance. So first, before starting with shares, we have to understand how business works. So to run a business, businessman needs capital. Capital is the total amount that is required to run a business. So capital is the most important part in the business. Without money, you cannot run a business. So to run a business, we need a capital. Capital is a lump sum amount or money which is required to run the business. So that capital is divided into the small part which we say as shares. Shares is the division is the smaller unit of the capital. So here shares means if you run a company and you have you need money, so what we do, we just take that money from the public in the form of shares. So here in shares we have to understand some common points. So first is face value, which we say as nominal value. Second is market value, and third is dividend. These points you should know, and this chapter is dependent on only three formulas. With three formulas you can solve whole chapter easily, and every year you get at one sum from this chapter that is for either 3 to 4 marks. So this chapter is very simple if you are solving it properly by understanding the concepts. So let us start with face value. Hope you had understood what is shares. Shares is a smaller unit of the capital, where capital is the total amount of money which is required to run the business. Okay, so now first point is face value. What is face value? The face value is the value of shares that is fixed by the businessman, and it is printed on the share certificate. Now in as of now we don't have any share certificate. It used to be before, but nowadays we have just stock exchange in from which we can buy or sell the shares. Okay, we don't have any type of certificate. Now shares is also like intangible asset. Intangible means you cannot see it, you cannot feel it, but it's like a money in your bank. In your bank you have money, you just have it written in your entry. Bank के passbook में it is written that this much amount is debited, this much amount is credited, this much amount you have. Okay, you cannot feel it, you cannot take it in your hand. Same way shares also you cannot touch, you cannot feel. It's a intangible asset. It is just written as an entry in your demat account. Demat account is for the shares where you keep your shares. Here we are not going to learn all this in detail. Here we are going to just understand what is shares and what are the common terms in the shares. So here first is face value. Face value is the fixed value which is written on the share certificate. Now we don't have that certificate. It is written in the, if you go to the moneycontrol.com, there is lots of company listed on that. Okay, in BSE and NSE. BSE is Bombay Stock Exchange, NSE is National Stock Exchange. If you go just see Reliance company, so Reliance ka face value you will get, market value you will get. If you see Reliance Industry, everyone knows about Reliance Industry. So Reliance Industry ka shares के market face value is just 2 rupees. बराबर, face value is fixed rupees, 2 rupees, but its market value is more than 1400 rupees. I don't know it exactly, but it's near to 1400, 1500. So fixed value is just a face value is just a fixed value. It does, you cannot buy or you cannot sell with that value. You have to keep it in mind. Face value is used to find dividend. Now what is dividend? I will explain you in the later part. So now face value is also called nominal value, par value, register value. ठीक है. Now face value of the shares always remains same, but market value keeps on changing. Now what is market value? Market value is the value which is dependent on the public demand. Okay, as the demand of the company increases, market value increases. As demand of the company decreases, market value decreases. So market value is dependent on the performance of the company. So if we say a company X has a shares whose face value is rupees 50, it's a fixed value, it will not change. But if the market value is rupees 60, that means market value is greater than face value. When market value is greater than face value, we say share is at premium. At premium. Premium means its value is more than the face value. But if instead of 60 rupees, if its value is 40, then what we can say? Market value is less than face value. So we can say shares is at discount. When market value is equal to face value, we say shares is at par. At par means both market and the face values are equal. So you had understood the two terms, face value which is called nominal value. Okay, that is just a fixed value which does not change according to the market scenario, but market value keeps on changing according to the market scenario. If market goes up, whatever demand increases, value of the shares, value of the company shares increases. But if scenario changes, market value goes down, if company is in loss, market value goes down. So market value is just dependent on the performance of the company as well as scenario. Okay, what type of scenario is going on in market. So now finishing two terms, now we will go to dividend part. So first, before that, we will just understand it. Okay, market value of the shares of the different company can be bought or sold in the market through the stock exchange. So market value is different in different timing. Okay, if समझो कि Monday to Friday में we have stock exchange from morning 9:30 to 3 o'clock. So every second or every minute stock market changes, stock price changes. So that is what a market value of the share. If the market value of the share is same as the face value, we say it is at par. We had already discussed in the previous part. If the market value is equal to face value, here market value is greater than face value, so we say shares is at premium. If market value is less than face value, we say share is at discount. So hope you had understood about face value and market value. Face value is the fixed value which is called nominal value, par value, register value, which is fixed, which is always the same. बराबर, it does not change in any case, but market value changes according to the demand. These two terms hope you had understood fully. Now it comes to annual dividend. Now dividend is the word which is used for an income of the investor. Now let us understand, okay, if you are investing amount invested rupees 10,000 in any company, बराबर, why we are investing this amount to get some profit, periodically to get some profit. So that profit company gives us in the form of dividend is the annual income of the shareholder. We people are the shareholder. Okay, businessman is the owner of the company. Businessman makes a profit and it distributes the part of the profit among their shareholders in the form of dividend, and this dividend is calculated as the percentage on the face value. Okay, so annual dividend is the part of a profit of a company given to the shareholder in a year. It is calculated as the percentage on the face value of the shares and on the number of shares. So most important part is face value is used to calculate annual dividend. Now annual dividend has other name as income. Annual dividend or annual income is a part of the profit of a company which is given to the shareholder. Shareholder means we people are buying the shares of a company. Why we are buying? If you are buying the shares of some, let's say, Reliance company or some Tata company, why you are buying? Why you are putting your money into it? To get some income periodically. That income you get as a dividend, in the form of dividend, and that dividend is calculated on the basis of the face value. Okay, company declares 30% dividend, 40% dividend, 10% dividend. This percentage is always calculated on their fixed value, that is face value. Okay, now rate of return we will understand in an this example. If I will just explain you an example in short. If amount invested, let me write it properly. If let's say we are buying a shares in a company A, let us say company A. Let us take an example of each and every part and we will derive the formula. Let us take an example of company A, whose shares has the fixed value of rupees 50 and you are getting that shares at rupees 80. Let's say it as a rupees, let's say it as rupees 80. Now if you have 1,000 rupees to invest, if you have 1,000 rupees to invest in a company A, to invest in a company 10,000 rupees, let us say 10,000. If you have 10,000 rupees to invest, so how many units you can buy? If one unit cost rupees 80, shares is what? It's a unit. So if one unit cost you rupees 80, so 10,000 में how many units you can buy? So we can say number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So that is 10,000 will be equally divided among 80 rupees. So 125 shares you can buy with rupees 10,000. Okay, hope you had understood. Company A, whose face, this is just an example, I'm just explaining in terms of example whole concept. So company A, there is a company A whose face value, whose share ka face value is rupees 50 and you are getting that shares per share at a rate of rupees 80. And if you are a shareholder, if you want to invest in that company with rupees 10,000, as you have 10,000 rupees extra to invest in the share, so how many shares you can buy? So first we can say, if you want to buy a shares of a company for rupees 10,000 and one unit cost rupees 80, so how many shares you can buy? So we can say number of shares is equal to whatever amount invested upon market value of one share. This is the first formula which we can use. The first formula becomes, we are just deriving the formula. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. This is my first formula which we can use in the sums. So now you had bought 125 shares. So in between, in a year between, company has declared the dividend. Company always declares dividend in the form of percentage. We say as rate of dividend, ROD. ROD is called rate of dividend. So company has declared a dividend of, let's say, 20% or 30%, you can say anything as per your wish. Let's say 30%. Company has declared a dividend of 30%. So how you will calculate the dividend? So dividend is always calculated on the face value. So we will say dividend is equal to 30% of the face value. So 30 upon 100 into 50. This is the dividend which we get on one share. Into how many shares we have? This is the income on only one share, because 30% on each share. 30% of what? Of face value, not of market value. Okay. Dividend is always calculated on the face value, that you have to keep it in mind. Okay. While doing, if you are taking it as market value, your sums will be wrong. Some terms you have to memorize it. Dividend is always calculated on face value. So 30% of rupees 50, what amount you are getting? On one shares I am getting rupees 50. How many shares do I have? I have 125 shares. So 15 into 125. So I will get rupees 1875 rupees as an annual income. Dividend is also called annual income. ठीक है. So you had bought the share of rupees 80. Now still you hold that shares, huh? So company had paid you rupees 1875 rupees as an annual income, because when you are investing in some company, you need some profit periodically, just like an interest, compound interest, simple interest. If you are investing in a bank, with a bank, the bank gives you interest in the form of percentage. Same way, when you are investing in shares, you will get income in the form of dividend. So here dividend ka formula we can write second formula as annual dividend is equal to, this is my second formula, is equal to ROD, rate of dividend, upon 100 into face value into number of shares. This is my second formula. See, now in short, you had invested rupees 1000 in a company and you got rupees 18,000, 1875 as an income, yearly income. So what percentage of your value, your investment you are getting? So that is called rate of return. Rate of return. You can say rate of return or rate of profit, or rate means percentage, or rate of interest. See, if you are investing 10,000 in a bank and bank is paying you this much interest, so what percentage of your money you are getting as an interest? That is called rate of return. We say as ROR also. ROR is rate of return, interest. So rate of return you can say as income. That is income कितनी है? My income is 1875 upon investment into 100. So cancelling this, I am getting 18.75%. So that is quite good. So I got yearly return as 18.75. So here rate of return का I can write formula. Rate of return is income, annual income upon annual, upon amount invested into 100. But this formula, I would like you to tell that don't use this formula. This formula works, but calculations will become quite difficult. But here what we had done, just pause the video and write down this example. If you want, I am going to erase this some part, because I need some I need to explain you the more part of it. See, we understood the amount invested is what? Whatever your amount in, whatever money you are investing is called amount invested. That is number of shares, how many unit you are buying and what price you are buying. multiply both of them. That's a common sense. बराबर, multiply both value, number of shares into market value, you will get amount invested. Now why you are investing? To get some profit periodically. So that profit company is giving you in the form of dividend. So annual dividend or annual income is what? It is always calculated on the face value, that is rate of dividend upon 100 into face value into number of shares. Okay, understood? Now whatever we are investing, बराबर, that is 10,000 we are investing, and whatever we are getting return as a dividend, so uska return on our investment should be rate of return. So rate of return we can find by annual income upon amount invested into 100, but this rate of return we can find in other way also. That way I will explain you. Now let us understand that in detail. The rate of return we will understand in detail. So what we had used, we had taken company A whose face value is rupees 50. This was just our example. I will write each value. Whose market value is rupees 80. Whose ROD is the rate of dividend, is 30%, which company declares. It's up to company to declare. And we are investing amount invested is equal to rupees 10,000. So first part में we got number of shares. We had found के number of shares कितना we bought, number of shares. So number of shares was amount invested upon market value, that is rupees 125. That is 125 shares. We got 125 unit. Okay, you cannot feel that, it's there in your demat account में. It's a demat account होता है, बराबर. Just like a bank account, we have demat account in which you have shares. So now after buying a shares, you have shares, and in between company had declared a dividend of 30%. So you get that 30% on face value of on 125 shares as an income. So I can say annual income as ROD, that is 30 upon 100 into face value. Always you have to take face value into number of shares. So here I got that 1875 rupees I got as an annual income. Now according to the formula for rate of return, these three terms are most important terms: number of shares or amount invested or market value, and then annual income and rate of return. Rate of return we say ROR. What is it? It's the return on our actual investment. If you see, okay, you had done an investment of rupees 10,000. On 10,000 you didn't got 30%. Okay, 30% you got on face value, but you had bought it at market value. So market value पे क्या return मिल रहा है? That is what rate of return. So rate of return is annual income upon amount invested into 100. So just cancelling, you will get 18.75%. Now this 18.75, if you are taking, it's a percentage on its market value, and dividend is the percentage on face value. See, if you will take income of one share, income on one share, we know it as, it's a 30% of face value. This company is giving you as a income on one share. Again, if you find, when you know rate of return, so income on one share will also become 18.75% of, if you are taking 80 rupees. 80 rupees ka if you are finding it income on one share, see, you will get same part. If you calculate 18.75 into 80 divided by 100, you are getting same rupees 15. Means what rate of return is, what? It's a return on our actual investment. Actual investment means actual you are buying one unit for rupees 80. So 18.75 denotes Okay, you are getting an income of 18.75 on your actual investment. So here we can make one more formula, that is very important formula. What was this? This is ROD upon 100 into face value. That was 15 rupees. That is equal to, we can say, ROR. 18.75% is ROR. ROR upon 100 into market value. Cancelling this 100 on both sides, you will get one best formula which connects four different units. ROD into face value is equal to rate of return ROR into MV. If any one of them is missing and remaining three, you can easily find using this formula. This formula is very important, and I would like you to suggest that whenever we have to find ROR, we are always finding using this formula. ROR is equal to ROD. ROD is rate of dividend into FV upon MV. This is quite simple. Here you get very simple calculations. Okay, so just avoid the formula for ROR as income upon investment into 100. Avoid this formula. This formula is correct, but I would like you to tell avoid this formula and use ROR wala formula in each and every question wherever you want to find ROR. So now let us revise all terms again. So starting with face value. Face value is what? It's a fixed value or nominal value of a shares. Fixed value of a share. MV is what? It's a market value which keeps on changing according to the demand. Then amount invested. First formula, amount invested. This is the first formula we are going to use. Number of shares into market value. Write this formula in your notebook. Okay. Second formula, dividend. टोटल इनकम क्या होता है? Just now we had understood that total income is dividend which the company pays to its shareholder in the form of percentage on face value. Okay, so annual dividend ka this is second formula. Let me write first formula over here. So first formula, amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. Second formula, annual income, or you can say annual dividend is equal to ROD is rate of dividend which is fixed by the company. ROD into face value into number of shares. This is the income on one share into how many shares you hold. And third formula is rate of return. Now what is rate of return? It's just an return on our original investment. Original investment pe what percentage you are getting as an income, just like rate of interest. Okay, rate value of your worth of your money, what money you are getting it back. So that is ROR into MV is equal to ROD into FV. This formula we have to use whenever we have to find ROR or any other terms out of 4. Now sale proceed is the another word that we will understand when we are doing exercise question. At that time I will explain you what is share proceed. Right now this much terms are quite enough to finish whole chapter. We have sale proceed ke we have 3-4 question. At that time I will explain you ke what is sale proceed. Okay, till that time you just go through the concepts which I had explained you. So here you have to remember face value, market value, amount invested, annual dividend and rate of return. So I think so each and every point is clear with you. If you want, you can call me, I will explain you again if you don't understand this all points. Starting with exercise 3 of shares and dividend. In the beginning we have very basic questions. So let us first understand all basic questions with the terms given in it. Now, first question. Find the market value of. of what? 280 shares. It's written like this. Find the market value of 280 10 comma rupees 100 shares at a premium of 15 rupees. So how to write these shares? So first we will write number of shares. Always in shares and dividends you have to write all information first. Number of shares is equal to 280. Face value is rupees 100 and you are getting it at a premium of, premium means more, so market value is premium of rupees 15, premium means face value से rupees 15 more है, so 100 plus 15 that is equal to rupees 115. These are the information given in the question. So you have to find the market value of how many shares? 280 shares. One 15 is the market value of one share. It's a MV of one share. You have to find market value of 280 shares. So therefore I can write market value of 280 shares is equal to 280 multiplied by 115 that is 32200. You can just calculate and check the value. This is just a basic question, very basic question. Here we are finding the market value or the amount invested in 280 shares. Question number second, same part का है. Find the market value of 160. It's given like this, 160 comma rupees 25 shares at a discount of rupees 6. Means we have to find the market value of 160 shares, number of shares 160 whose value is 25. So its face value is rupees 25. It's 25 rupees shares, but you are not getting it at 25. You are getting it at a discount of 6 rupees. So market value is equal to 25 minus 6. That is equal to rupees 19. So information is clear. Now we have to find the market value of 160 shares. So I will write market value of 160 shares is equal to 160 into 19. Multiply both of them, you will get 3040 rupees. Hope this is clear. This much amount is used to buy 160 shares each of rupees 19. Main question number 3, sorry, sub question number 3. Again you have to find market value of 350 shares, 350 rupees 100 shares, 350 rupees 100 shares at a premium of rupees 8. So here number of shares is 350 and share value is rupees, that is face value is rupees 100, and you are getting at a premium of rupees 8, that is 100 plus 8, that is equal to rupees 108. So market value is 108 rupees. Now you have to find market value of 350 shares. We have market value of one share as 108 rupees. So I will write, so therefore market value of 350 shares is 108 into 350. So just multiply this, you will get rupees 37800, that is 37,800. Sub question 4, you have to find the market value of 240 rupees 50 shares. Means there are 240 shares whose values is rupees 50. That is fixed value. They will always talk about face value. So here number of shares is 240. Its face value is rupees 50, and it is available at rupees 5 discount. So 50 minus 5, that is equal to rupees 45. So now we have to find the market value of 240 shares. So therefore I can write market value of 240 shares is equal to 240 into 45. Multiplying this, you will get 10800, that is 10,800. This was first main question, was quite easy. Here we had just found the market value of number of shares. One shares ki market value was given, we had found number of shares ki market value. Now second, find the annual income. Find the annual income from 750 rupees 20 shares paying 8% dividend. So here you have to find dividend. Income means dividend. Annual income means annual dividend from 750. What is 750? It's number of shares. Number of shares is 750. Its value is rupees 20. Rupees 20 shares. Its value, that is always fixed value, rupees 20, paying 8% dividend. So uska rate of dividend is 8%. You can write it as ROD. So now we will use annual income ka formula. Annual income is equal to ROD upon 100 into FV. Do remember this is FV. Many student in the previous year they are doing mistake. They were mistakenly writing this as MB. So do not use MB to find income. Always use face value to find income into number of shares. It's a basic formula. Okay. We know income is always calculated on the face value as the percentage of dividend. So we can easily find dividend percent upon 100. Since percent we have to divide by 100. It's of face value. So multiply by face value into how many shares you hold. We can directly find it in this way. Annual income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. Now ROD is 8 upon 100 into face value is 20 into number of shares is 750. We can cancel 20 ones are 25s are 5 ones are 550. 15 into 8 is 120, that is 1200 is its annual income. So therefore annual income is equal to rupees 1200. Again second question, third question is quite similar. Find the annual income from 450 rupees 25 shares paying 12% dividend. So first I will write all info. Number of shares is equal to 450. Face value is equal to rupees 25 and rate of dividend is equal to 12%. So we can write dividend का formula, annual income का formula. Just write formula also, that will help you to memorize. Annual income is equal to rate of dividend upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So therefore annual income is equal to ROD is 12% upon 100 into face value is 25 into 450 shares. 25 ones are 25, 4s are 4, 1s are 4, 3s are. So that is 3 into 450, that is equal to rupees 1350. Question number 4. A company declares a dividend of 8% on rupees 100 shares. On rupees 100, you are not getting it at 100. Whenever they say quoted at or you are buying it at this much rupees, that means it is market value. Otherwise, it's a face value. Atul buys such shares and get 10% on the investment. Whatever percentage we are getting on our investment, that is always rate of return. At what price does he buy? We have to find MB. So here given information is ROD, that is 8%. Face value is rupees 100. Rate of investment is 10%. We have to find MB. So we can use that simple wala formula, ROR into MB, ROR into MB is equal to ROD into FV. We had found out that ROR is the percentage on our investment, on our actual investment, and ROD is the income percentage on its face value. So both sides are equal. So since we have to find MB, we will write MB is equal to ROD into FV upon rate of return. So here ROD is 8% into face value is 100 upon 10. 0 cancel. So therefore market value is rupees 80. Question number 5th. Deepak invested rupees 25 shares in a company. Deepak invested in rupees 25 shares of a company paying 12% dividend. Means जो भी शेयर्स है, शेयर्स वैल्यू is rupees 25, तो whatever fixed value we say as face value is rupees 25, paying ROD is equal to 12%. If he receives 10% on his investment, whatever percentage we are getting on investment, that is rate of return. So rate of return is 10%. At what price did he buy each share? So again we have to find MB. So we can say ROR into MB is equal to ROD into FV. So we can write ROR is equal to ROD into FV upon MB. तो ROD कितना है 12%, face value is 25 upon, sorry we have to find MB ना, तो I have to write MB over here. So this is MB or this is ROR upon rate of return 10. 25 into 12 is 300. 300 upon 10, that is rupees 30. This was just a basic question, and here we had understood how from face value, rate of dividend, rate of return we can find MB easily. In the previous question we had understood how to find annual income from the face value and rate of dividend. Question 6. At what price should a 10% rupees 25 shares be quoted when the money is worth 8%? So let us pick up the information. So at what price we have to find MB? What is the buying price? Should a 10% rupees 25 shares? So 10% says its rate of dividend. It's a dividend percentage and its face value is rupees 25. You have to find at what price this shares is quoted. Quoted means you can buy. Okay. When the money is worth, money ka worth, money means our investment. Our investment ka return we say as rate of return. So it is rate of return. Rate of return is 8%. So here again we will use same formula, ROD into FV is equal to ROR into MB. So here we have to find MB. So we will write MB is equal to ROD into FV upon ROR. So therefore MB is equal to ROD is 10% into face value is 25 upon 8. So that is, we can just calculate it. 4 2 5s are 2 4s are 125 upon 4. So that is 31.25 rupees. So therefore MB is equal to rupees 31.25. Question number 4. Seventh, question number 7. A man buys 40 shares, rupees 40 shares in a company which pays 15% dividend. He buys the shares at such a price that he gets 12% on his investment. At what price does he buy? It's just of same similar type of question, just statements differ. So a man buys rupees 40 shares. So its face value is rupees 40, which pays 15% dividend. So here ROD is given as 15%. How he buys such shares at he buy the shares at such a price that he get 12% on his investment. Means uska rate of return is 12%. We have to find MB. So we can write MB is equal to ROD into FV upon ROR. This formula we had done it in previous question also. So ROD is 15, face value is 40, upon rate of return is 12. So just cancelling 4 3s are 4, 10s are 3 1s are 3, 5s are. So you can say market value is rupees 50. Question number 8. How much should a man invest? What is the investment of man in rupees 25 shares selling at rupees 35? Selling and buying value is always market value. To obtain the annual income of rupees 1500 if the rate of dividend is 12%. So let us write information first. We will write info. So here face value is rupees 25, market value is rupees 36, and annual income is rupees 1500 and ROD is 12%. So first, since income is given, we will use income formula. So income is equal to, we can write income, that is annual income, is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value. You have to memorize this formula into number of shares. So annual income is given as 1500. Rate of dividend is 12% upon 100 into face value is 25 into number of shares. So 25 ones are 25 fours are 4 ones are 4 threes are. So therefore number of shares is equal to 1500 upon 3. So therefore I can write number of shares is equal to 500. Means a man had bought 500 shares at a rate of rupees 36 each. So we want investment. How much should a man invest? So what is the investment? We can write amount invested is number of shares into market value. So number of shares here is 500 and each shares worth rupees 36. So 36 into 5 180 00. So amount invested is rupees 18,000. This type of questions are very straightforward question. You have to just pick up the information and logically you can memorize the formula and just substitute it in it. Question number 9. By investing rupees 11,440 in a company paying 10% dividend and annual income of 520 is received. What is the market value of each rupees 50 shares? Means market value, so we know it keeps on changing, but its share value is rupees 50. So what is this value? It is face value. Face value is rupees 50. ROD is 10%. Income is rupees 520. So with income formula, we can find number of shares. Whenever income is given, always first find number of shares. So here I can write annual income ka formula again. Annual income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So income is 520 is equal to ROD is 10% upon 100 into face value is 50 into number of shares. So cancelling. So therefore number of shares is equal to 520 upon 5, that is equal to 104. A man has 104 shares. Now total investment is given, we have to find market value. So we know amount invested is equal to market value into number of shares. So therefore making market value as a subject, we can write market value is equal to amount invested upon number of shares. So amount invested कितना दिया हुआ है, it's 11440 upon number of shares is given as 104. So dividing it, you will get 110 rupees. So therefore market value is rupees 110. Question number 10. This is an important question. This type of question may come in exam, and previously also this type of question had been asked in exam. A man wants to buy 600 shares available at rupees 125, having its par value rupees 100. Now we know par value is face value. Face value is equal to rupees 100. Market value is equal to rupees 125 and number of shares is 600. Now how much does he invest? First question, amount invested. Amount invested is equal to market value into number of shares. So market value is 125 into number of shares is 600. So multiplying, you will get rupees 75,000. Simple. First question was very simple. If the rate of dividend is 8% per annum, what will be its annual income? So second part mein we have to find annual income. This is totally purely board pattern question. Annual income. First we will write formula, that is ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So ROD is given as 8% upon 100 into face value कितना है 100 rupees into number of shares is 600. 100 cancel. So therefore annual income is rupees 86 of 4800. Now third question में, if he wants to increase the annual income by 800 rupees, how many extra shares should he buy? Means he want extra 800 income, so that so he has to buy extra shares, so that his income is now extra 800 rupees. So what you have to do, you have to just write let number of extra shares is equal to x. So now 800 is the income on extra share. So we will put into the formula of income. So annual income now, extra annual income is 800. That is equal to ROD upon 100 into 100 into number of extra shares is x. Cancelling this, you will get x. 8x is equal to 800. So therefore x is equal to 100. So therefore number of extra shares is equal to 100. So if he has extra 100 shares, his income will increases by rupees 800. In this way you can do, but Sometimes what student does, student take annual income 4800 और उसके साथ they add up 800, so it becomes 5600 on. Then student finds number of shares that should be there to get 5600 income, and then they subtract from original 600. So that's very complicated method, don't do that method. Better you have to just consider extra share as X, then 800 is the income on extra share X. So finding X, you will get number of extra shares. Question number 11. Find the market price of 12% rupees 25 shares of a company which pays a dividend of rupees 1875 on an investment of rupees 20,000. So here you have to find market value, that is question mark. Face value is given as rupees 25. This is face value because company का shares की value is rupees 25 and it's 12% share, that is उसका rate of dividend is 12% and company pays a dividend of rupees 1875. So dividend is equal to rupees 1875 on an investment of rupees 20,000. So amount invested is equal to rupees 20,000. So now here what you have to find, first rate of dividend is given, annual income is given. So with this we can find number of shares. So we will write income, annual income or annual dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So 1875 is equal to ROD 12% of face value 25 rupees into number of shares. So 25 ones are 25, 4s are 4, 1s are 4, 3s are. So 1875 is equal to 3 into number of shares. So therefore number of shares is equal to 1875 upon 3. So therefore I can get number of shares is equal to 3 ones are 3, 625. 625 rupees, 625 shares. Now we want market value. So we know amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So therefore my market value is equal to amount invested upon number of shares. So amount invested is 20,000 upon number of shares we got as 625. So calculating it you will get rupees 32. So therefore market value is 32. This is an important question, again extra questions वाला है. Mr. Johnson bought rupees 100 shares paying 9% dividend selling at a certain price. If the rate of return is 7.5%, calculate the market value of each shares. तो सबसे पहले we will write information, that is face value is equal to rupees 100 because they say Johnson bought rupees 100 shares paying 9% dividend. ROD is equal to 9% if the rate of return is 7.5%. Now we have to find market value. So we will write that for market value का formula. When you know face value, rate of dividend, rate of return, the market value can be written as face value into rate of dividend upon rate of return. Hope you know this formula. ROR into MV is equal to ROD into FV. So face value is 100 into 9 upon 7.5. Calculate it. 100 into 9 into 10 upon 75. So 25 4s are 25, 3s are 3, 1s are 3, 3s are. So therefore market value is equal to rupees 120. Here you get first part market value मिल जाएगी. Now second part is annual income. Amount to be invested to obtain an annual income of rupees 1260. So annual income, amount to be invested to obtain annual income of rupees 1260. We know annual income, so here we will find how many shares has been bought. So annual income का formula we can write ROD. Rate of dividend is 9% upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares. So annual income is given as 1260 is equal to 9 into number of shares. So therefore number of shares is equal to 1260 divided by 9. So 9 ones are 9, 9 fours are 36, 140 rupees. So therefore market value, we want market value is also given. We had already found out market value. So here we have to find amount invested. Amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 140 into market value is 120. So therefore amount invested is equal to 12 into 14, 168 and 00 rupees 16800. Now third question, how many find the number of extra shares should be buy to increase the income by 1890. So let number of extra shares be x, number of extra shares be x. So 1890 is the income on x shares at 9%. 9 upon 100 into 100 into x. X cancels, so therefore 9x equal to 1890. So therefore x is equal to 9 2s are 9 1s are and 0. So number of extra shares is equal to 210. Question number 13. A man buys 420 rupees shares at a discount of 20% and receives a return of 12% on his money. Calculate amount invested by him and rate of dividend paid by the company. So first we will write information. Information में man buys 400, that is number of shares is equal to 400, whose face value is rupees 20. He bought it at 20% discount. So market value will be 20 face value minus 20% face value per discount. Whenever they say premium and discount percent they give us, so you have to always calculate it on face value. So here I can write 20 minus 20% of face value. So that will give you 0 cancel. So that is 20 minus 4. So market value is now rupees 16. First you have to find amount invested. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares we have 400 and its market value is 16. So 400 into 16, 6400. Second में we want rate of dividend. When rate of return is given, here rate of return is given as 12%. So we know this formula, ROD into FV is equal to ROR into MV. So since we want ROD, so I can write ROD is equal to ROR into MV upon FV. तो ROR कितना है? Rate of return is 12%. MV is 16 rupees and its face value is rupees 20. So calculating you will get 2 tens are 2 6 16 6 are 96 upon 10. So therefore ROD is equal to 9.6%. It's terminating decimal. So you can write as decimal fraction, decimal term. So rate of dividend is 9.6%. Question 14. A man invests sum of money in rupees 100 shares paying 10% dividend and quoted at 20% premium. Means quoted means you are getting it as a market value which is 20% higher than the face value. If its annual dividend from this share is rupees 560, find its total investment. So first of all, we will write information. Face value is equal to rupees 100. ROD is 10%. MV is 100 plus 10 plus 20% of 100. Premium means addition of 20%. 0 will get cancelled. 100 plus 20, that is equal to rupees 120. So market value you got as rupees 120. So your first part, amount invested. So to find amount invested, we need dividend. We need number of shares. We don't have number of shares. So first we have to find number of shares by the income formula. So income is given as 560. So we will write annual income that is equal to ROD upon 100 into FV into number of shares. Okay, this is this part into number of shares. So annually dividend is given as 560 rupees. Rate of dividend is 10% of face value. 100 into number of shares, I don't know. Cancelling 100, so therefore number of shares we get as 56. So once you get number of shares, you can find amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 56 into market value is 120. So therefore amount invested is 56 into 120 is rupees 6720. Now second main question is we want rate of return on his investment. So rate of return के लिए we can write rate of return into MB is equal to rate of dividend into FV. So rate of return is equal to rate of dividend. Rate of dividend is 10 upon face value is 100 upon MB is 120. So cancelling 0 and 0, 4 25s are 4 3s are. So whenever you get 25 by 3, don't write 8.33%. That is not acceptable. This is wrong. Always write answer in the mixed fraction format. So this is 8 1 by 3%. So therefore ROR rate of return is 1 by 3%. Question number 15. A man bought 200 shares, each of the face value rupees 10 at rupees 12. Means its market value is rupees 12. At the end of 1 year, the company from which he bought the shares declares a dividend of 15% per annum. Then calculate the amount of money invested by him. Second में annual dividend and third is percentage return on his investment. This is an board pattern question. So first part में first we will write all info, whatever info is given. So information में पहले number of shares is 200 whose face value is rupees 10, market value is rupees 20. At the end of 1 year, company declares a dividend that is ROD, that is equal to 15% per annum. So here first may we want amount invested. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 200 into its market value is 12 rupees. So 12 to the rupees 2400. This is the amount invested by the man. इसका सेकंड पार्ट में वी वांट एनुअल डिविडेंड, तो एनुअल डिविडेंड का फॉर्मूला वी विल राइट एनुअल डिविडेंड is equal to direct substitution ROD 15 upon 100 into face value 10 rupees into number of shares is 200. 0 get cancelled, 15 twos are 30, 30 into 10 is rupees 300. Annual dividend is 300 rupees. And third question is percentage return on his investment. So we want ROR. ROR is ROD into FV upon MB. So ROD कितना है, rate of dividend is 15%, face value is 10 upon market value is 12. 3 5s are 3 4s are 2 2s are 2 5s are, that is 25 by 2, which is easily written as 12.5%. So we got all three questions in the format, and we had used three formulas for that. First, amount invested, that is number of shares into market value. Second में annual dividend का, that is rate of dividend upon 100 into face value into number of shares. And third is ROR, rate of dividend into face value upon market value. Question number 16. A man invests a sum of money in rupees 25 shares paying 12% dividend and quoted at 36. So here face value is given as rupees 25, share की value is 25, who is paying 12% dividend, that is ROD is 12%, quoted at MB is equal to rupees 36. If annual income is equal to rupees 720, calculate the number of shares. So first we will use annual income का formula because it's given. Annual income, that is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So 720 is equal to ROD कितना है, 12 upon 100 into face value is 25 into number of shares. 25 ones are 25 fours are 4 ones are 4 threes are. So 720 divided by 3 is equal to number of shares. So therefore number of shares is equal to 240. So he had bought 240 shares. इसका second part में we want is total investment. So total investment is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 240, its market value is 36. Multiply, you will get total investment 8640. Third main question में you have to find percentage return on his investment, that is ROR. So ROR is equal to ROD into FV upon MB. So that is ROD is 12%, 12 into 25 upon 36. 12 ones are 12 threes are 25 by 3, which can be written as 81 by 3%. So therefore rate of return is 81 by 3%. Question 17. A man buys 400 rupees 10 shares at a premium of rupees 2.50. If the rate of dividend is 12%, find its investment, annual dividend received by him, rate of interest received by him on his money. So this is a simple question, and this is also board pattern question. So here we will write number of shares is 400 because a man buy 400 rupees 10 shares. So he bought 400 shares whose face value is rupees 10 at a premium of rupees 2.50. Premium means more. So face value plus 2.50 का premium, it will gives us 12.50 as the market value. Or rate of dividend ROD is 12% per annum. So first part में we have to find its investment. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares we have here is 400 into market value is 12.50. So multiplying this you will get rupees 5000. Then second partner we have to find dividend, annual dividend received by him. So annual dividend is equal to, we know formula, that is ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So ROD is 12% upon 100 into face value is 10 into number of shares is 400. Cancelling 0 zeros, what you will get? 12 fours are 48 rupees 480. Now third here we want rate of interest received by him on his money. So rate of interest is actually rate of return. So we will write rate of return is equal to rate of dividend into FV upon MV. So rate of dividend is 12% into FV is 10 rupees upon MV is 12.5. So removing decimal you will get 12 into 100 upon 125. You can cancel 25 5s are 25 4s are. So that is 48 upon 5, which is equal to 9.60%. Hope you understood. This is a straightforward question. Here we had used three different formulas. First amount invested का, second annual dividend and third rate of return के लिए. Question number 18. By purchasing rupees 50 shares of a company of 4 rupees 75, means you are purchasing rupees 50 shares, so its face value is rupees 50 and its market value is rupees 75. Sonal gets 8% per annum on her investment. Means uska rate of return is 8%. Whatever percentage we are getting on the investment, his rate of return is 8%. At what rate percent per annum his company paying? Whatever company paying his ROD. So we can use ROD into FV is equal to ROR into MV. So ROD is equal to ROR कितना है? ROR into MV upon FV. So ROR is 8% upon MV is 75, whole upon face value is 50. We can cancel out 25 2s are 25 3s are 2 1s are 2 4s are. So 4 3s are 12% per annum. Because here they say percent, what percent per annum, that's why you have to write percent per annum. Now this is first question. Now we are doing a second question. Uska. What is her annual dividend if she buys 350 shares? So number of shares is 350 over here. So we have to find what is the income on that 350 shares. So we will say annual income is equal to ROD, that is 8% upon 100 into face value is 50 into 350. We can cancel 50 1s are 50 2s are 2 4s are. That is 2000. This is 12%, sorry, not 8%. 12%. 2 1s are 2 6 are. So we will get 6 into 350, which is equal to rupees 2100. So in this way you can solve straightforward question. Question 19. A man buys 500 rupees 20 shares at a discount of 20% and received a return of 10% on his money. Calculate the amount invested by him, rate of dividend paid by the company. So here first we will write information where NOS, number of shares is 500, rupees 20 shares, so face value is rupees 20. At a discount of, so MV is equal to 20 minus 20% का discount on face value. Whenever they say percentage of discount, so it is always on face value. So that is 20 minus 4, which is equal to rupees 16. And rate of return is also given as 10% on his money. So now what we have to first find? We have to find amount invested by him. The amount invested by him The formula we will write amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So that is number of shares is 500 into 16. 16 5s are 80 and 00 8000. Second में we have to find rate of dividend paid by the company. So rate of dividend का we can use this formula. Rate of dividend into FB is equal to rate of return into MB, because rate of return and MB is given. So rate of dividend is equal to rate of return into MB upon FV. So we can say rate of dividend is equal to rate of return is 10%, MB is 16 rupees upon FV is 20. So that is equal to 8% per annum. You can say dividend as per annum also. Now question number 20 may we have which is the better investment. So investment can be checked on the return of our investment. If the return on the investment is greater, then it is a better investment. So here we can use case 1, case 2. Case 1 may we have which is the better investment, 10% rupees 100 shares at rupees 120 means ROD is 10%, face value is rupees 100 and its market value is rupees 120. So इसका first we will find ROR. ROR is equal to ROD into FV upon MB. So we can find ROR for the first case, that is 10 multiplied by 100 upon 120. You can cancel 25s are 26 are 2 3s are 2 5s are. So 25 by 3. So we can say first case ka ROR in first case is 8 1 by 3%. Now we will find case 2. Case 2 में 8% rupees 100 shares at rupees 72 means 8% company is giving whose face value is 100 and its market value is 72. So I can write ROD is equal to 8%, FV is equal to rupees 100 and MB is equal to rupees 72. तो इसका ROR is ROD, that is 8 into face value 100 upon 72. So we can cancel 8 ones are 8 nines are. So 100 upon 9, keep it in mixed fraction, 11 nines are 99, 1 by 9%. So here if you will see 11 1 by 9% is greater than 8 1 by 3. So therefore I can say investment in case 2 is better. Hope you had understood. Whenever they say which investment is better, so at that time you have to find rate of return and just compare your investment. Okay, in which case you are getting better investment. Question number 21, again same pattern. Your first case may we have 12% rupees 20 shares at rupees 16. So we can write ROD is equal to 12%, FB is equal to rupees 20 and MB is equal to rupees 16. So here first I will find ROR. ROR is ROD into face value upon market value. So 4 3s are 4 4s are 4 1s are 4 5s are. So ROR in first case is 15%. We will find second case ka. Case 2. Case 2 में we have ROD as 15%, FV as 20 rupees and MB is rupees 24. See 15% rupees 20 shares at rupees 24. So here ROR is ROD 15 into 20 upon 24. So I can cancel with 4. 4 5s are 4 6 are. 3 2s are 3 5s are. So 25 by 2, which we can write as 12.5%. So now comparing case 1 and case 2. Case 1 is 15%, case 2 is giving 12%. So therefore investment in case 2 is case 1 is better. Question number 22. Which investment is better? First case, second case. Let us find rate of return in both cases. The more the rate of return, the better is the investment. So again we will say case 1, ROD is 12%, FV is rupees 100 and MV is rupees 120. Case 2 we will do it later. We will find ROR, that is ROD into face value upon market value. 12 ones are 100, 10%. Now case 2. Case 2 का ROD is 8%, face value is equal to rupees 100 and market value is equal to rupees 50. So ROR will become 8 into 100 upon, this is 90, sorry, not 50, I wrote it wrong, 90 upon 90, 0 cancel, 80 upon 9. So 9 8 are 72, 8 remainder upon 9%. So here we have 8 by 9, here we have 10%. So therefore we can say investment in case 1 is better. Is better. Now question number 23, it's different type of question and it's an important means little bit complicated है, इसलिए this type of question had never come in exam. There is a chance you may get. Divide 35400 into two parts such that if one part is invested in 9% rupees 100 shares at 4% discount and other in 12% rupees 15 shares at 8% premium, their incomes are equal. So first we will write case 1. Case 1 में amount invested, let's say X, because we have to divide 35,400 into two case. So 35,400 में से one case में we will keep X rupees whose ROD is 9%, face value is rupees 100 and market value we are getting at 4% discount. So 100 minus 4% of 100. Discount is always calculated on face value. So 100 minus 4, that is 96 rupees. So last में condition is incomes are equal. So to find income we need number of shares. Okay, how many shares had been bought? So we will write number of shares in first case is amount invested upon market value. The amount invested is X upon market value is 96. So now income. Income का formula we know, ROD, that is 9% upon 100 into face value 100 into X upon 96. That is number of shares. 100 cancel. 3 3s are 330 2s are. So here you will get 3x upon 32 as of income 1. Income in first case. Now case 2. Case 2 में what we will do, we will keep amount invested as 35,400 minus X, because whatever amount is left from 35,400 that will be invested in second case, whose rate of dividend is 12%. Rate of dividend is 12%, whose face value is rupees 50 and it is available at 8% premium. So MV is 50 plus 8% of 50. So you can cancel ones are twos are, that is 54 rupees. Hope you had understood. Here also we will find number of shares. That is amount invested 35,400 minus X upon market value 54. Now I will find income. Income is ROD 12 upon 100 into face value 50 into number of shares, that is 35,400 minus X upon 54. So cancelling ones are twos are, two ones are, two six are, six ones are, six nines are. So we will get 35,400 minus X upon 9. Now income in first case is, I will just block it with green pen. This is income in first case, this is income in second case. Now condition says the annual incomes are equal and you have to find the amount invested in both cases. So we will equate both equation. So income, since incomes are equal, the first income what we had 3x upon 32, second equation 35,400 minus x upon 9. Now this is a simple equation, we will cross multiply 3x into 9 cross multiply, and this we will multiply over here 32 into 35,400 minus x. So 9 3s are 27x. Here don't multiply this, it will become too large number. So I will keep as it is 32 into 35,400 minus 32x. Now 32x you can shift on other side over here. 32x 27x plus 32x is equal to 32 into 35,400. So therefore 32 plus 27 is 59. X is equal to 32 into 35,400. So therefore x is equal to 32 into 35,400 upon 59. So cancelling this, you will get 59 ones are 59, 6 are 600. So final answer you will get as 32 into 600, that is 0 0 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, 19. So therefore you can write, therefore investment in case 1 is equal to rupees 19,200 and investment in case 2 investment in case 2 is 35,400 minus 19,200, that is equal to rupees 16,200. Question 24. Divide 50760, that is 50,760 into 2 part, such that if one part is invested in 8% rupees 100 shares at 8% discount and other in 9% rupees 100 shares and 9% premium at 9% premium, the annual income from the both investments are equal. So we have to find amount invested in each case. It's like the previous question which we did. So here again we will take let case 1, in which we will take let amount invested be rupees x, and other information, let us say if one part is invested in rate of dividend, that is 8%, 100 rupees shares, face value is rupees 100 at a discount of 8%. So market value is 100 minus 8% of 100, that is equal to 100 minus 8, which is rupees 92. Now here you have to find income. So before you find income, you have to find number of shares. So number of shares का formula है, number of shares is equal to amount invested, that is X. Let me write properly. That is amount invested upon market value. So therefore amount invested in this case is X, upon market value is 92. So here we will find income in first case. Income is equal to ROD 8% upon 100 into face value 100 into X upon 92. So 100 cancel. 4 2s are 4, 23s are. So that is 2x by 23. This is the income in the first case. Now we will write case 2. Case 2. So case 2 का let amount invested be remaining amount from, if you are investing X in first case, the remaining amount, that is rupees 50760 minus X, that will be invested in other case, whose rate of dividend is 9%. ROD is 9%. Here it's given. Face value is equal to rupees 100 and it is available at 8% premium. So market value is equal to 100 plus 8% of 100. So cancelling this, you will get 108 rupees. So here also, before finding income, we will find number of shares. Number of shares is equal to amount invested, that is 50760 minus X upon 108. This is my number of shares. Now I will find income. Income is ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. Number of shares is 5760 minus X upon 108. Cancelling 100. इसको भी we can cancel 9 ones are 9 twos are. So number of shares is 50760 minus X. Sorry, income is 50760 minus X upon 12. So our condition is income in both cases are same. So income in first case is this. Income in second case is this part, the green block. So now we will equate both of them. We will write incomes are equal. It's given. So first case my income was 2x upon 23 is equal to 50760 minus x upon 12. Now this is a simple equation. We will cross multiply. 2 into 12 is 24x is equal to 23. In bracket I can write 50760 minus x. Now we will open bracket. 24x is equal to 23 into 50760 minus 23x. So 23x we will shift to the right. 24x plus 23x is equal to 23 into 50760. Don't try to multiply this, otherwise that number will become bigger. So 47x is equal to 23 into 50760. So therefore x is equal to 23 into 50760 upon 47. If you cancel this, you will get 1080. So multiplying 23 into 1080, you will get rupees 24,840. So we will write therefore amount invested in case 1, amount invested in case 1 is equal to rupees 24,840 and amount invested in case 2 is equal to rupees 50760 minus x. Now we got x is equal to 24,840. So subtracting, you will get 25,940. 20 rupees. So in this way you can find amount invested in both cases. So question number 24 and question number 23 are totally same. This type of question has never been asked in the board, but there is a chance you may get this type of question. Question number 25. Sangeeta invest rupees 16,500 partly. Again here we have two part. Partly means it's not half. So here we will say case 1. Again case 1 में let amount invested be is equal to rupees X. In 10% rupees 100 shares, so ROD is equal to 10%, FP is equal to rupees 100 at rupees 130. So MB is equal to rupees 130, and partly in 8% rupees 100 shares at 120. If the total income from these shares is rupees 1180, here we don't have equal income, here we have the addition of the income as 1130. Here also we will follow same rule. First we will find number of shares, then we will find income in both cases. So number of shares is equal to amount invested upon number of shares. So amount invested is X upon market value. I did wrong. Upon market value. So market value in this case is 130. Now we will find income. Income is equal to ROD 10 upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares is X upon 13 0 cancel, 0 will get cancelled. So X upon 13 is my income. Now case 2. Let us write information of case 2. इसमें amount invested will become 16,500 minus X, whose rate of dividend is 8%. ROD is equal to 8%. It's given here. Face value is equal to rupees 100 and its market value is rupees 120. Now here also first I have to find number of shares, that is amount invested 16,500 minus X upon market value, that is 120. Then I will find income in second case. Income का formula is ROD upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares, that is 16,500 minus X upon 120. 0 will get cancelled. 8 ones are 8, 15s are. So what you will get, that is 16,500 minus X upon 15 is the income in second case. Income in first case is X by 13. So here we will add both income. Since total income is 1180, so we will write here total income is equal to 1180. So total income में income in first case, that is X upon 13, plus income in second case 16500 minus X upon 15 is equal to 1180. Now we will cross multiply. This is basic fraction solving. Take LCM. 15x plus 13, cross multiply. This 15 will go here, this 13 will go here. 13 bracket 16,500 minus X whole upon 13 into 15 is equal to 1180. So let us multiply numerator. 15x plus 13, we have to multiply here. 13 into 16500 is 214500 minus 13 into x is 13x is equal to, we will multiply this with 1180 into 13 into 15 is 195. So 5x minus 13x is 15x minus 13x is 2x plus 214500 is equal to, multiplying this part you will get 230100. So shifting this on other side you will get 2x is equal to 230100 minus 214500. So 2x is equal to 7800. So therefore x is equal to, sorry, इसको 2x is equal to, I will get, after subtracting I will get 15600. So therefore x value will become 7800. So therefore investment in case 1 is equal to rupees 7800, and investment in case 2 is equal to rupees 16,500. We had divided into two parts. First part is now 7,800. So second part is 16,500 minus 7,800. So that will give you rupees 8,700. So in this way you can find amount invested for both cases. So here we had learned two type of methods. In first method में incomes are equal, second method में addition of income is given as some value. Question 26, very important. Just mark question 26, 27, 28, 29. All questions are very important. Up to 30 question, all questions are important and may come in examination. Now we will read question. A man bought 360 rupees 25 shares paying 12% per annum, dividend 12% per annum. He sold these shares when price rose to 40 rupees and invested the proceed in rupees 50 shares paying 10% dividend and quoted at 60 rupees. Find the change in income. So here also we have two cases. The first case mein what we have, that I will write. First case mein we have shares of 25 rupees shares, that is face value is 25 rupees, and we have 360 shares. So first I will write number of shares. First case, okay. Number of shares is equal to 360. Face value is rupees 25. We don't know market value, but rate of dividend is 12%. We know when the price of that share is 40, he sold out. So we can write selling price as well as market value. When the market value is rupees 40, he sold all the shares. That, let us write this, and invested the proceed into. So now first what we will do, we will first find income, what income he is getting, because finally we have to find change in income in both cases. So first we will find income in first case. Income is ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. We have all information. So we will write ROD as 12% upon 100 into 25 into 360. So 1s are 4s are 4, 1s are 4, 3s are 360 in 3 into 360. So that is 1080. This I am getting income if I am holding the first type of share. But what they said, he sold them. He sold them means he sold this 360 shares at a rate of rupees 40 each. So we will write amount received on selling. Amount received on selling. When you sell something, when you have 360 shares and each shares you are selling at rupees 40. So what amount we are getting, that I am finding. Amount received on selling. That is 40 into 360. So this amount is called sale proceed. This is called sale proceed. Proceed means after selling this amount we are investing for another type of share. So it is called proceeds. So just remember this word sale proceed is very important word. Sale proceed is what? It's a amount received on selling the shares. Now 36 144 14400. I am getting amount as 14,400. Now this amount I will be investing for the case second means second company. So let us write case 2. Case 2. Case 2 ka I can write amount invested as whatever we are getting this amount. This amount I will invest over here. This is my amount invested. When you sell one kind of share, whatever money you are getting, you are investing in other company, same amount. That is called sale proceed. 14,400 I am investing in second company whose face value is rupees 50, paying 10% dividend, that is ROD is equal to 10%. Quoted means you are getting it at rupees 60. So market value is rupees 60. So we have to find change in income. So first case ki to income we know it's 1080. This is my income in first case. So now we have to find income in second case. So to find income we need number of shares. So we can first find number of shares, that is equal to amount invested upon market value. So amount invested is 14,400 upon 60. So if you divide, what you will get, let us check. So therefore number of shares is equal to 0 will get cancelled, 6 2s are 12, 24, 6 4s are 240 shares. Now I have 240 shares. So let me see what amount of income I am getting. So income, annual income is equal to, we know the formula which is written over here, same formula I am going to use. Income is equal to ROD. In this case we have ROD 10% upon 100 into face value 50 into number of shares 240. So 0 and 0 will get cancelled. 240 into 5, that is rupees 1200. So income in the first case was 1080. This is income in the first case. This is income in second case. So if you see first case my income is 1080 and second case ki income is 1200. So here what change we are getting? Change can be either income is increasing, it can decrease, or it can remain same. So changes may you have to mention what type of changes we are getting. So here we will write therefore increase in income by, or you can write income increases by, income increases by rupees 1200 is the income in second case and 1080 is the income in first case. So income increases by rupees 120. This is the change in income, but increase you have to write it down. Here same sum had been done in a proper format. You have to write all the steps in your notebook. Question number 27, almost similar to the previous question. Ashish bought 4,500 rupees 10 shares paying 12% per annum. If he sold them when the price rose to 23 rupees and invested the proceed means amount received on selling, but whatever amount he is getting after selling the shares, 4,500 shares, he is investing in another company whose face value is rupees 25 and it's paying 10% per annum dividend at rupees 18 and buying at rupees 18. You have to find the change in this annual income. So again first case में I will write case 1. पहले number of shares I will write. Number of shares is 4,500 rupees 10 shares, so face value is rupees 10. 12% per annum company is giving, so ROD whatever percentage company is giving barabar, that is rate of dividend 12%. He sold them when the market value was rupees 23, so MB is rupees 23. So we know number of shares, so first what we will find income, because we want change in income. So first case ki income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value 10 rupees into 23. So 0 will get cancelled. Sorry, 23. The number of shares we have 45, 4500. So this two will get cancelled. 23 the market value thi. So cancelling 45 into 12, 450, 540. So answer is 5400. So this is what income in the first case. Now he is selling the shares at rupees 23. So we can write amount received on selling. Received on selling, which is also called sale proceed. Just write this in bracket. It is sale proceed. Proceed का meaning होता है you are putting this money again in another type of share. Proceed means you are taking this money, this amount forward. Sale means after selling we are proceeding the amount to buy another type of share. So that is 4,500 is number of shares into 22. That is 23. That is equal to 1,03500 rupees. 1,03,500. So now this amount becomes amount invested for case 2. Case 2 के लिए I can write amount invested is equal to 1,03500, whose face value is rupees 25. Rate of dividend is 10%, and you are getting it at rupees 18. MB is 18. So this is just an information. Now before finding income, we have to find number of shares, because we don't know number of shares in second case. The number of shares is amount invested upon market value. So amount invested is 1,03500, that is 1,03,500 upon 18. 18 is market value. So after dividing you will get 5750 shares. So now we will find income for second case. Income is equal to ROD 10 upon 100 into face value 25 into number of shares 5750. So here you can calculate. I will cancel 0 zeros. So that is 25 into 575 rupees. So multiply this, you will get income is equal to rupees 14,375. So now if you will notice, the first case ki income was rupees 5,400, and second case mein we have income as 14,375. So here what we conclude, ke income is increasing, income has increased. So income, we can write income increases by, this is a keyword, increases by 14,375 minus 5400, that is rupees 8,975. You can subtract and check. So this was quite simple question. Here we have two case. First case ki information is given, you have to find annual income, and then you have to sell that shares. When you are selling, you will get amount. That amount we can keep as amount invested for second case. Again, all information is given. We have to find income for second case. But before finding income for second case, we have to find number of shares, how many shares has been bought. Then find the change in income can increase, income can decrease, or income remains same. It can happen. Go through this question. It's the same, written in proper format. Question number 28. Amit owns 1500 rupees 25 shares of a company which declares a dividend of 14%. He sells the shares when at rupees 40 each and invested the proceed, again proceed wala question, in 8% rupees 100 shares at 80. What is the change in the annual dividend income? It's of same type as we had done. We can write all information of case 1. Write it as case 1, case 2. It helps you to differentiate the income also. So case 1 mein we have number of shares as 1500, rupees 25 shares, that is face value is rupees 25, of a company which declares a dividend, ROD, is equal to 14%, and its market value when it was sold, it's 40. I told you market value keeps on changing. Okay, here what price he had bought, that I don't know, but if it is given, you can even find profit. If we don't know at what price he had bought, so forget about that, but we know what price he is selling. So after selling, what amount we are getting, that is important. So first part I will find income. Income is ROD, that is 14 upon 100 into face value 25 rupees into number of shares is 1500. You can cancel 0 0, so that is 14 into 25 into 15. So here I can get 14 into 25, that is 250, 350, 350 into 15, 5250. I got income in first case. Now what I will do, I will sell that these shares in. You can think practically. See, they told, he sells the shares at rupees 40. The amount received on selling, that is equal to कितने में he sold 40 rupees में each shares, which is 1500. So 15 into 4, 60, 0 0 0. This much amount he got. So after selling, he got this much amount. So this amount is called sale proceed. So now what I will do, I will take second case, in which I can write amount invested as rupees 60,000. ROD is 8%. Face value is equal to rupees 100, and he bought it at rupees 80. So hope you understood how we got amount invested. We had one company ka share, we had sold that 1500 share of company X, let's say, and we bought another company Y ka shares. बराबर, तो same amount which we are getting after selling one kind of shares, we are investing in another company, that is called sale proceed. Okay, whenever they say proceed means whole amount goes to the another company. So here first we will find number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So 60,000 upon 80 will give you 750 shares. So now in second case I will find income. Income for second case is ROD 8 upon 100 into face value into number of shares is 750. So 750 into 8 is rupees 6,000 rupees. In first case my income was 5250, in second case income became 6,000. So here we can say again income increases by, this is the keyword, increase. If you are not writing increase, you are just writing change in income, you will lose your 1 marks. So income increases by 6,000 minus 5250, that is equal to rupees 750. Go through this sum properly, write the proper format mein, all steps are important. Question 29. Sanjay invested rupees 42,000 in 7% rupees 100 shares at 30% discount. After 1 year, he sold the shares when the price of each share rises by rupees 10 and invest the proceed including his dividend in rupees 25 shares at 15 rupees premium, paying 6% dividend. Find the change in income. Here again we have two cases. First of all, mark this sum as an important question. Now we will write case 1. Case 1 का information में we have first amount invested. Amount invested is rupees 42,000, paying ROD 7%, whose face value is rupees 100 and market value at a time of buying. At a time of buying is 30% less. 100 minus 30%. Let me write it down. MB is MB at a time of buying. That is 100 minus 30% of 100. That is equal to rupees 70. Now while after 1 year he sold these shares when the price of each share rises by rupees 10. So MB while selling his rupees rises by rupees 10. So at the time of buying it was 70 and then rupees this market value increases by rupees 10. So it becomes 70 plus 10, it becomes 80 while selling. Now first we will find number of shares. Here also we need to find change in income, but before finding the income we need to find number of shares. That is amount invested upon market value. 600 shares he bought. Now we will find income. Income is equal to ROD 7 upon 100 into face value into number of shares. 0 cancel, 7 6 are 4200. So income is 4200 in first case. Now we will write amount invested, amount received on selling. He sold that shares, so we will write amount received on selling. This we say as sale proceed. That is each share, he has 600 shares and each share he sold it at a rate of rupees 80. So 6 8s are 48,000. This much amount he got after selling. But what they say, and invested the proceed. If you see what they say, invested the proceed including the dividend. So here second case mein we will say case 2. We will say amount invested is rupees 48,000 plus 4,200, that is 52,200 rupees. This is my amount invested for the second case, because whatever income he got he had invested in the second case. Now ROD in this case is 6%, whose face value is rupees 25 and bought it at a premium of 15 rupees. So market value is 25 plus 15, that is equal to rupees 40. So now we have to find income in second case. So For that, first we will find number of shares, that is amount invested 52,200 upon market value 40. Divide this, you will get 1305. This much share has been bought. Now we will find income. Income is equal to ROD 6 upon 100 into face value 25 into 1305. Cancel out 25 ones are 25 fours are 2 twos are 2 threes are 39 3915 upon 2. Therefore income is equal to 2 ones are 2, 2 nines are 18, 2 fives are 10, 2 sevens are 14.50. So now in this sum, our income decreases. See, for income in the first case was 4,200 and income in the second case is 1,957.50. So we can say income decreases by rupees 4,200 minus 1957.50. So subtracting, you will get rupees 2242.50. This is my final answer. So change in income, that is income decreases by rupees 2242.50. Go through this question, this pattern. Question number 30. Vimal sold a certain number of rupees 20 shares paying 8% dividend at rupees 18 and invested the proceed in rupees 10 shares paying 12% dividend at 50% premium. If his annual dividend income decreases by rupees 120, then find the number of shares sold by Vimal. So here we don't know how many shares are Vimal had. So we will write case 1 mein let number of shares be X, whose face value is rupees 20, paying ROD as 8% and market value is rupees 18. So now let us find income first. Income in the first case is income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So cancelling this, I will get income as 8x upon 5. This is my income in the first case. Now what they say, Vimal sold certain number of shares, means he sold X shares at a rate of rupees 18. The amount received on selling is what number of shares he hold into market value. So that is number of shares is X into 18, that is 18x. He got 18x after selling this. This amount is called sale proceed. Sale proceed. Sale proceed is the amount which we get after selling shares of first company. Now invested this amount. So now case 2 or company 2. You can write anything. Case 2 mein our amount invested is equal to 18x. Invested in the proceed in rupees 10 shares. So face value is equal to rupees 10. Paying 12% dividend. ROD is equal to 12% at 50% premium. So MB is equal to 10 plus 50% of 10. So that will become 10 plus 5 is equal to rupees 15. Now here we will find number of shares, how many shares he bought. Number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So here amount invested is 18x, upon market value is 15. Simplify it, you will get 3 6 3 5 so 6x by 5. This is number of shares. Now I will find income. Income in second case is ROD 12 upon 100 into face value into number of shares. 0 and 0 will get cancelled. 2 6 2 5 so that is equal to 36x upon 25. Now in question what it says, amount annual income decreases by 120. Income decreases by 120. So income decreases means second case ki income is smaller than the first case. So I will write first case ki income, that is 8x by 5 minus 36x by 25, which is equal to 120. We will take LCM. We will multiply this by 5 so that my denominator becomes 25 in both fraction. 8 5s are 40x minus 36x upon 25 is equal to 120. So here I will get 4x by 25 is equal to 120. So therefore 4x is equal to 120 into 25. So therefore x is equal to 120 into 25 divided by 3. 3 ones are 3. Sorry, divide by 4. 4 ones are 4, 30s are 30 into 25, that is 750. So therefore number of shares Vimal hold is 750. This is very important question. Okay, this type of question you may get in homework revision question. So just practice this thoroughly so that in homework revision question you can solve this type of question very fluently. With this we had finished exercise part.